Awful, guys. This is a very, very bad situation that is unfolding right now all the way across the I-95 corridor from essentially D.C. on northeastward through New York City and northward from there. Let's start off in that Philly area that you guys were talking about. All that purple that's showing up on the radar is what the radar is telling us is freezing rain, and it's obviously been verified by the observations and all the accident reports that we've been getting over the last couple of hours. So this area right in here is what's happening. Freezing rain coming, or excuse me, rain coming down from the clouds, so you might look out your window and think, okay, well, it's not so bad, but it is freezing when it hits the surface and making everything a coat of ice. So the roads, as you just saw, are absolute skating rinks. You can't get any traction. They're dangerously slippery, and this is really bad. It's going to go on for a couple of more hours. Look at some of these reports. In Garnet Valley, just outside of Philly, all major bridges into Philadelphia are shut down due to ice, where we know they've had at least 1/10 of an inch of ice reported, and they've probably accumulated more since then. We also had freezing rain in Philadelphia, accident due to the freezing rain on I-95. But look at this. I noticed that the emergency crews are having trouble getting to the accident. That could mean that the roads are just too slippery for the emergency crews to get there, or it means there's just a lot of traffic in the way. Don't know yet. But that's the idea. We're going to get more and more and more of these coming in. I've looked at a lot of traffic cams in and around northeastern New Jersey, southeastern New York State, and Long Island. The traffic is impossible, essentially, across this region. Don't travel if you don't have to. The roads are a sheet of ice. And as I said, 2 or 3 more hours of this, and it should be turning to rain. Farther to the northeast, it will take a little bit longer than 2 or 3 hours. But still, eventually you get to rain, but not now. Look at all that purple. Hartford, Waterbury, Norwich, New London. All the interstates here are potentially ice skating rinks. And of course, if the interstates are, you know that the smaller roads are as well. Let's anticipate this, guys. It's going to come into Massachusetts as well and get pretty darn close to Boston, we think. Look at some of the temperatures that are below freezing across this region. Everywhere shaded in blue is below 32. So the rain's coming down, right? And it's hitting the ground and then freezing on contact all the way up through southeastern New York State, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and even northward from there. So when is it going to get back above 32? Right now, there's a large area that's below freezing. It's going to be a couple more hours. Moving forward, this model, we can go to about, I would say, 11 or noon. There's pretty strong consensus that we'll be back above freezing, and all it takes really is 1 or 2 degrees. You don't have to wait till it gets to 40. 35 would be good enough. I'll tell you what, that would do a number on the roadways. That would make them much less dangerous. So hang on until lunchtime if you can. Don't do any traveling until then. It's right now ongoing here across parts of the Mid-Atlantic and southern New England, but it's also going to get into New England as well as we move through the late morning hours. Freezing rain advisories have just recently, by the National Weather Service, been posted here across this region, again, all the way from northern Maryland, New Jersey, New York State, Connecticut. I mean, you name it. Find your spot on this map. If you're in one of those advisories, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere for a little while longer, a couple more hours. And then we think by certainly 2:30, the models are telling us it will be rain. All the data that we can find suggests that the temperatures in most areas will be above rain. Maybe some of those valleys, not so. But again, know where you are and what the temperature is there, because a couple of miles away it may be above 32, but maybe 30, 31 where you are. So that's what matters. By midnight tonight, we'll be dealing with, I think, some snow across parts of northern New England, Vermont, New York State. There may be a few inches there, but guys, the big story is now, this morning, it's the freezing rain.
Gotcha.
Stay tuned for all the latest. Caden Reynolds, back to you.